My name is Heather. I'm 24 years old and I work in an office. Right now, I'm waiting for my date with Tim. We've been seeing each other for 3 months. This is actually my first time dating a guy. I grew up in the countryside with lots of farms and very few people. Sometimes I wondered if there were more raccoons than humans. When I moved to the city, I was amazed by all the buildings and people. My dad was very strict and made me focus on my studies. About 6 months ago, we had a big fight. I told him I was an adult and should make my own choices. He disagreed and said if I didn't listen, I should leave. So, I left and gained my independence. A friend took me to a social event, and that's where I met Tim. Heather, have you been waiting long? Tim asked. Nope, I just got here, I replied. Tim is caring and always makes time for our weekly dates even though he's busy. He suddenly pulled out a necklace and put it on me. I don't know if you like it, he said. It's beautiful, thank you. I was thrilled. My parents never let me wear a necklace or gave me birthday presents. I admired the necklace Tim gave me. The next day, a colleague said, it's probably from a dollar store. Another junior colleague said, I don't know what kind of guy he is, but he must think you're easy to please. If I were you, I'd be mad about a dollar store item. I was surprised. I didn't notice it was from a dollar store, but I was happy because it was the thought that counted. Well, if you're okay with it, then it's fine, she shrugged. Then Tim suddenly broke up with me over the phone. We hadn't talked much lately, and he seemed different. We used to talk and go on dates often, but that stopped. When I tried to reach out, he became distant. When he finally answered, he seemed cold. Let's break up, he said. Why? Did I do something to upset you? I asked. No, not really. Then why? I wanted to know the reason, but he just sighed. Such a hassle, he said. What? Why all of a sudden? I was flustered, my voice choked with tears. It seemed like Tim didn't like that poor people always cry easily. Our phone call abruptly ended, and despite my many attempts to reach him, he never answered. Being dumped without understanding the reason made me really sad, and I couldn't eat for a while. Heather, try to cheer up. You haven't eaten anything, and you're losing weight, my junior colleague said, worried about me. She took good care of me, but I was still down. Fast forward 3 years. One day, I was enjoying burgers at the park with my junior when a couple walked by. We're going on a night cruise for dinner. Oh, it's the popular premium one. Awesome, I can't wait, said a familiar voice. When I looked up, I saw Tim in a glossy suit and a flashy woman in a short jacket, mini skirt, and high heels. I was surprised to see Tim again, but he didn't notice me. Instead, he snorted dismissively at us. You, that's lame. Fast food at the park totally screams poverty. Ha ha ha, if you say something like that, she might cry, Tim said, laughing with his girlfriend. Tim continued, I'm shocked. I knew you were poor, but you're still scraping the bottom. Breaking up was the right call. He sneered at me and my junior, who were eating burgers. Wait, Tim, you used to date someone like this? Were you blind? The woman said, fanning herself with her flashy nails. She seemed rich when we first met at a party, but she was happy with a dollar store necklace. What a turnoff. Now she's eating a burger at a park. Totally bottom class. Tim kept saying horrible things, and his attitude was so different from when we dated. My junior raised her voice. Hey, how could you be so rude? Apologize right now. Ah, you're annoying. Birds of a feather flock together. People like you always have a big mouth but no bite. Tim and his girlfriend continued to laugh at us. Hey, enough is enough, Heather. Let's just ignore them, my junior said, still upset. I noticed people around us whispering and looking bothered, so I calmed her down. Ha ha ha, you can't even argue back. You're really hopeless. Enjoy being poor. It doesn't seem like you'll ever pull off brand name clothes like us, Tim said as they walked away briskly. Heather, aren't you upset? Do you still have feelings for him? My junior asked, still furious. I shook my head. Wanna go on a dinner cruise? I asked. My junior was caught off guard for a moment. And are their clothes really knockoffs? She asked. When I nodded, I explained my plan to her. A few hours later, dressed up, my junior and I headed for the dinner cruise. There was a long line for the popular cruise, where people could enjoy city lights from a luxury liner and a fancy dinner. Noticing the couple we saw earlier in the line, my junior and I walked past them. Ha, Heather. Tim waved dismissively as he noticed us. What's up, broken lonely woman? You miss me so much you followed me here, even changing your clothes. No can do. Honestly, I can't deal with someone like you. Next to him, his girlfriend was also laughing. You regretted it that much? Too bad you can't get a ticket now. Even I had a hard time getting this. She waved the tickets and grinned. My junior colleague, in a cheerful mood, pulled out our tickets from her purse. Those are just regular tickets, right? You struggled to get those. Heather can easily get express tickets even on the same day. What? And not just express, but the most expensive private room premium tickets. Those are not less than several $1,000s, right? Seeing their shocked faces, my junior grinned. Well, good luck with the line. Leading my grinning junior, I bypassed the long line and headed towards the express gate. Why? What the heck, Tim? What's her deal? She isn't just a lowly woman, right? Their voices reached us from afar. Serves them right, isn't that right, Heather? My junior seemed happy that our revenge went well. Half an hour later, as departure time approached, Tim and his girlfriend approached us on the exclusive terrace where we were enjoying our welcome drinks. Shouldn't this area be off limits with your tickets? Shut up and explain, Tim approached aggressively. My junior frowned and whispered to me that she was going to call someone, then quickly turned around. Unperturbed, Tim continued to pressure me. Why does a lowlife like you have express tickets? You even made a fool out of us in public. Thanks to you, we were laughed at while we were in line. We've been embarrassed and can't keep quiet anymore. You must have gone into debt or something to force your way through. Now get laughed at by the express passengers. Apologize now for a poor person overstretching. As the couple kept making a fuss, the other passengers on the terrace started to gather around. Then Tim, who was staring at my chest, let out a creepy chuckle. Even if you somehow managed to get the ticket, this is not acceptable, Heather. Ha! As I tilted my head, Tim put his hands in his pockets, puffed his chest out, and looked confident. Well, even if you change your clothes, I bet it's just some cheap junk. Did you dump all your money into the ticket? Strutting around with a necklace from the dollar store, and do you think you're some big shot? Gonna live off of just water in the park? Smile, huh? Ha ha, no, that's funny. A dollar store. I stared at him intently as I repeated his words. Are you really into these kids' toys? But come on, it's pathetic for an adult to be wearing dollar store stuff. Tim pointed to my necklace and laughed loudly for everyone to hear. As the murmurs among the passengers grew louder, Tim's girlfriend also raised her voice. Timmy, you're lucky you dumped this poor woman. Now you're in love with me. Both of them laughed, calling me a poor woman again. I didn't think you were this kind of person when we were dating. I regret being so blind, I retorted. Tim laughed as if it was the funniest thing he'd heard. That's rich coming from you. She's a real lady compared to you. I'm embarrassed that I even dated someone like you. Give me back the time I wasted on you, you poor thing. Tim's voice echoed throughout the patio as the crowd around us backed away. We heard some people hurrying toward us. Security, over here. Catch them, those two. My junior colleague led the security officers who swiftly surrounded Tim and his girlfriend. What the hell, man? Get out of our way. You're ruining everything. Although they protested loudly, their tickets didn't allow them access to this area in the first place. Moreover, their ruckus attracted a crowd, and security managed to hold them. We're customers. You can't just grab us like this. You should be grabbing that woman. She's the one who doesn't belong here. She's poor. But the security officers maintained a stern look, glaring at the rowdy pair. Despite this, Tim did not stop hurling insults at me. Enough already, my junior colleague raised her voice. I don't know what you're misunderstanding, but Heather isn't poor. Ha! Are you just bluffing? Hilarious, Tim laughed. That's right, you liar, his girlfriend added. It's not a lie, my junior colleague said. There are people here who know we're right. At her urging, a few hands rose among the passengers. Raise your hands if you can confirm that Heather is the future president and that this cruise is managed by a subsidiary of the large company run by her father, my colleague continued. More hands went up. Tim and his girlfriend finally stopped their resistance, looking dumbfounded with their mouths wide open. Future president? Tim stammered, unable to grasp the situation. He looked back and forth between me and the other passengers. What does that mean? You said you were just a regular employee. At the time, I explained. I was fed up with all the business studies my father forced on me, so I quarreled with him and left home. I chose to work at a company unrelated to my father because I wanted to be away from him. But 2 years ago, my father fell ill, and I returned home. When I was down after being dumped by you, I accepted my father's apology, who had softened due to his illness, and returned to the path of management. It can't be, Tim said, shocked. Tim's girlfriend was equally stunned. Tim, your outfit tonight, all of it, was my doing. You wanted it to look low-key expensive, so it may look plain, but it required hundreds of dollars. Oh, and the necklace you mocked. It's not a dollar store toy. Heather, how much was that? About 100 grand, I guess, I replied. No way, Tim gasped. Chuckles leaked out from the onlookers as Tim and his girlfriend looked like their souls had been sucked out. I apologize, everyone, I said to the crowd. My father is always grateful for your hard work, and today he invited everyone as a thank you. That's why I was able to get tickets so easily. Realizing my necklace was actually an ultra-luxury item worth over $100,000, Tim's face turned pale. Heather, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I'll apologize for everything. I'll break up with her. Flip-flopping now? Who do you think got you on this cruise in the first place? His girlfriend snapped. Shut up, you flashy woman. You don't see your gaudy brand clothes at all? Tim retorted. What did you say? You're not cool at all, even in your shiny clothes. Apologize to the clothes for not being suitable for brand items. As security was about to escort the two arguing among themselves, I smiled and said, You two seem to think each other's clothes are brand name, but those aren't knockoffs, are they? Ha! The two looked at each other, startled. You can fool each other, but you know you're wearing fake brands, right? If you can fool each other, doesn't that mean neither of you has an eye for quality? Well, I can't really talk since I can't tell the difference with dollar store items. The passengers, noticing my sarcasm, giggled. Don't mess with me, Tim and his girlfriend shouted, shaking off security and hurling insults at each other. They won't be able to sit at their dinner table anymore. They probably overreached on the tickets, my junior colleague shrugged. The dinner course was so good, I wanted to show off. I wish they could have at least eaten it. You're so serious about it, it's funny, my junior colleague laughed out loud. All the same, it makes sense for you to be here, I said. Should I really have let you buy such an expensive outfit for me? Absolutely, my junior colleague replied. Between us, the CEO is about to change soon. My dad is fine now, but he's saying he can't handle the load anymore because of his age. This outfit and necklace you chose, I plan on using them for the inauguration ceremony. Will you attend in that outfit as well? Well, if that's the case, I'm thrilled. I'll follow your lead from now on. Let's stay friends even when we're old as grandmas, okay? Yeah, I agreed. We enjoyed a dinner cruise with such conversations. A few hours later, as we disembarked from the ship, Tim was waiting for us. Hey Heather, let's give it another shot. You and me. I promise I'll turn over a new leaf because I don't think I'll ever meet someone as pure-hearted as you who can be moved by something from a dollar store. Tim's belly grumbled loudly as he begged pitifully. It seemed they had been isolated in an empty room during the cruise as their ruckus was disturbing the other guests. You didn't eat dinner, did you? I asked. Nah, skipping a meal isn't a big deal. More importantly, I beg you, Heather, Tim pleaded. In response, I took something out of my bag. Here, if you'd like, you can have this. Oh, thanks, Heather. Wait, what's this? A wristwatch from a dollar store. What, Heather? Are you trying to get back at me? Don't call me Heather. I don't want to see you at all from now on. If this was worth 100 grand, you'd be happy, wouldn't you? But if it's a dollar store item, you don't want it. In the end, all you see is money. Wait a minute, excuse me, security, I called out. Tim was restrained by the security guards once again and dragged away. Later, I heard that Tim had caused another uproar, argued with his girlfriend, and ending up getting reported. Apparently, he's often seen at the park, bloating his stomach with water. I'm sure he's broken up with his girlfriend. On the other hand, I successfully became CEO and now work hard every day with a reliable junior at my side. The newly launched burger chain is doing better than expected, and there's even talk of opening more new stores. I haven't found a new love interest yet, but I hope to meet a good person next time.